Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to another afternoon of book discussion. Welcome to Book Talk with Cindy, and I'm here as your host, a temporary host for the coming weeks. Thank you so much for being here, and I'd like to invite you also to share this stream. If you have friends who are bookish people, bookworms, who loves dark fiction, maybe this discussion will be of interest to them. So please do share this link and if you'd like to participate, engage and talk with us through the comments, that is very much welcome. All right, five questions are all that stand between her death and his freedom. Samantha, a traveling musician, is kidnapped and thrown inside a cave. There she meets Edric-a. I'm not sure if this is Edric-a or Edric-a. Okay, but maybe it's Edric-a. Powerful Nephilim who has been held captive for centuries by Samantha's estranged family, the Dela Torreses. Both bound by a contract woven by a powerful witch. Samantha must rely on the light of her humanity as Edrica's anger for the Dela Torreses throws her into a world of suffering and chaos. With only her limited knowledge of life as a shield, will his questions break her or will her answers capture his heart? Now, that's a huge thing to answer, and it's up for the readers to actually figure it out. But fortunately, we have the author with us today to put some things into light because I have some questions about the things I just read to you. Okay, like who's Samantha, who's Edrica, and what is a Nephilim, or what's the Nephilim? Okay, who is the creator of this wonderful book? That's Josery Fabroa, or known in the writing community as J.A. Fabroa. She is a sociology graduate from Solana, Cagayan Valley, Philippines. She started writing at the age of 6, and she is also a dark fiction writer whose stories are often laced with horror and psychology. I love that. I love horror. I love psychology. That's a really fantastic combo. She is known in Wattpad for her horror and mystery thriller stories. Some of her most memorable works are Rage of Whispers, The Love Letters of Cell 247, and The Trial of Alyssa Miller. These books received first place awards from numerous independent writing competitions in Wattpad. Currently, her work with Eight Letters Publishing is, of course, Samantha's Keeper, Book 1 of the Ballad of Dead Birds trilogy, which is, of course, to be published, the whole thing. Okay, soonish, maybe next year. We'll ask J.A. We'll ask Josery. All right, let's welcome Joe Fabroa. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Eight Letters Book Talk. Do you have a photo there that we can show so people can see your face? Or do you have a can you turn your camera on?
Let me turn.
All right, okay, we're just waiting for her. Okay, just fixing some things. It's normal. It's common. All right. If you have questions, by the way, regarding the book or Joe's writing process, maybe the Ballad of Dead Birds trilogy, you can type them in the comment section and I will read them. Okay, later. All right. Let's see if she is there already or she's not yet here. She's just fixing the avatar, maybe. Okay. Just a bit on Nephilim because I mentioned Nephilim earlier. Um, I will ask Joe about this because I get confused with the Nephilim and the Nephilim. So we'll ask her later what's the difference. I've heard about Nephilim and Nephilim before, but I don't know the difference between the two. Hello, Joe, once again. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Chris. I'm sorry about that. I had a bit of a problem with the camera.
It's okay. Welcome. And I hope you're having a great afternoon. I hope you're fine there in Cagayan Valley, right? Correct ba? Cagayan Valley.
Yes, Yes.
Okay, now let's dive into the book discussion. Okay, first things first. This is not your first dark fiction, diba? Because you have a
No,
lot, no? Oo,
I
you have
have
a
a lot.
lot in your. I saw kasi if you're a follower of Joe, you'd see her titles. There's a photo. It's like a shelf of books. You'll see the titles that she had already published um before, no? And that's how many books have you published so far?
My completed books, I have four completed books and around seven ongoing books.
Mm-hmm. That's quite prolific, okay? Or maybe quite is not a term that I should have said kasi prolific talaga because yung 10, that's a lot. Even whether it's completed or not, ba? What made you interested or fascinated with dark fiction, horror, ganyan?
Well, as someone who doesn't really like reading sweet stuff, dark fiction has an appeal to me. I think it has something to do with the things that I experienced in my life, and it makes me delve into it deeper because I can relate to the dark elements of dark fiction. I mean, I can see myself in every character in every book that I read, especially if it's dark fiction.
Mhm. Right. Kasi, sabi nga nila, no, literature is the reflection of our experiences, of society. So, oftentimes when we write stories, we really infuse it with our experiences or also our psyche. Now, because you are into dark fiction, did you have any difficulty in the past or when you were still starting? Like, for example, did you have did you struggle in creating this atmosphere of terror or parang wala, it just came naturally for you?
It came naturally because, like I mentioned earlier, there were things in my life that was pretty dark. So writing dark fiction just became, it's like a part of me. It just came out. I wouldn't say that it was easy. There were things that I struggled with, but when it comes to the emotion, yeah, that was an easy part, the emotion, because let's just say I have a lot of dark stuff going on inside.
Mm-hmm. But then, how about, for example, the actual writing? How, kasi di ba, if you feel, or if there's a lot of things you're feeling and then translating them onto the page, what was your process like? How do you like make them, paano ba to? Para how do
Um,
you treat them?
I grew up reading Stephen King's and Anne Rice, so
Mm-hmm.
I think their writing, the way they wrote things, I wouldn't say that I
Mm-hmm.
copied it, but it inspired me and it helped me.
They influenced you.
It influenced my writing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly it.
That tells us that gives us a clue of what Joe's writings are like. Okay, Stephen King-ish, Anne Rice. Um, I think it's my mother who likes them. It's my mother who likes Stephen King and Anne Rice. I remember reading a lot. I mean, I'm not reading, but I remember seeing sa shelf niya yung mga ganong ano, no, yung mga ganong titles. And although I like dark fiction, ibang ano ba tawag dito? Parang ibang arena or ibang style talaga yung kanila, like dark, no
Yeah,
holding
it is
back,
dark.
no sweet, nothing sweet.
Nothing sweet. I think that is why I fell in love with dark fiction. There is nothing sweet. I mean, those who had read my work in Wattpad would always comment on that. I don't see anything sweet.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that's okay. No, I mean, that's your if that's your style. I mean, that's not everybody's cup of tea. And I can also say that trying to write or writing horror, medyo mahirap din siya i-achieve kasi if you can't create that atmosphere nga of terror, yung kumbaga, siguro kung ako, na nagkakaroon ako ng ganyang pakiramdam when I watch a movie. So, pag hindi ako natakot dun sa movie, I get really disappointed. So, I think for you to be able to write something like that and have that effect, 'di ba? It's an achievement already eh, 'di ba? Ang hirap kasing takutin. Mahirap manakot minsan
Mahirap
ng
man
ibang
ako.
tao, right? So, yun na, doon nakikita na yung skill mo eh. Now, when you created or when you conceptualized the Ballad of Dead Birds, did you like envision all the three books already, or ano, ito muna, Samantha's Keeper muna, tapos hindi pa ganun ka solid yung iba, or paano mo to na imagine lahat?
Well, Samantha's Keeper started as a request from one of my readers in Wattpad. It was supposed to be a standalone story, but the plot that I created will not allow it to fit into one book.
Mhm.
And that is why I decided to divide the story into three. But each book will work as a standalone. You can read them individually. But in
Mhm.
order to fully understand the plot, you will have to read all three books.
Yeah, para ma-capture yung buong universe, you know. I'm sure baka meron mga backstories,
Yes.
backgrounds, and but that's good, no? Kasi I think that's a trend that I really like. Yung something can be a trilogy, but you can also read it as a standalone. So, halimbawa, walang issue, for example, of nabibitin. You know? Kasi
Yes.
nga, it can stand alone eh. Kasi yung problema ng trilogy, may cliffhangers, so you have to keep on producing and producing, and people will pressure you into creating the next book and the next book. So this one, you can pace it accordingly, you can take your time. But we,
Yes.
of course, we want to see the entire thing.
Of course.
Sige. Now that you mentioned Samantha's Keeper, okay, sige, ito na yung ating backgrounder. Kanina sabi ko while we were waiting for you. I've heard about Nephilim and Nephilim, but I sort of interchanged them. And it is only when we were discussing, when you told me na magkaiba sila. So what's the difference between a Nephilim and the Nephilim?
Okay. There's a huge difference between a Nephilim and a Nephilim. Truth be told, when I came across the word Nephilim, I had no idea what it was. So a Nephilim, it is the offspring of an angel and a human, or a demon and a human. It should always be with a human. One of the parents should be a human. Now, for the Nephilim, it is the offspring of an angel and a demon, which makes them a
Mm.
terrifying existence. Unlike Nephilim kasi, unlike Nephilims, they don't pose much of a threat in humanity. Kasi they are dominated by their human side. Ang
Mm-hmm.
Nephilim kasi, they are blessed with a power that can rival God. So he is the boogeyman of everything in existence.
I'm trying to picture it in my head. Like, for those who do not know, you know, the angels
But
are actually not
if
the
here,
beautiful
I think
creatures we know.
the best example I can give about a Nephilim is if you are a fan or if you've seen the Supernatural series,
Mm-hmm.
the final series last episode, the Nephilim there, he defeated God, and there was a debate how a Nephilim can defeat God. But what they did not highlight was the Nephilim, their Jack, he is the son of the devil and a human. So what happened was he absorbed the grace of an archangel, which gave him the blood of an angel, the blood of a demon, and the blood of a human. So he became a Nephilim. And that is
Mm-hmm.
why he was able to kill God.
My goodness,
And
it's
that
the Nephilim is like a super saiyan version of the Nephilim.
it is. He is the boogeyman of
Yes,
everything in existence.
and I'm already terrified. Okay, now the Nephilim in your story is, did I say it correctly? Edric-a? How do you
Edric.
pronounce it? Edric
Edric.
lang ba? Ah, Edric lang. There's no A. Okay. So, si Edric, he's the Nephilim. Okay. So, without the spoilers, but just enough, ano lang, just enough insight lang on his role in the story, you know. How does he end up, or why does he end up meeting Samantha, because the title is Samantha's Keeper,
Yes.
and from the blurb or from the book description I read to you earlier, guys, alam na natin na silang dalawa yung maglalaro dito sa story. So, what is the role of Edric and what is the role of Samantha? How did they actually meet?
Uh, Edric, he is the prisoner of the Dela Torre family. They used
Mm-hmm.
him as leverage in order to gain power and wealth. They imprisoned him at a very young age. My Nephilim here has no idea what he is. At a very young age, they
Mm-hmm.
trapped him inside a cave. So he has a lot of questions like, what am I? Why do I have this power? What am I doing here? And so, as the years progressed, his powers started getting stronger and stronger, and that threatened the hold of the Delators on him. So they made a pact with him, like, fine, you can challenge any of our heir if you want your freedom. And
Mm-hmm.
since at that time he was dominated by his angelic side, so he went on with the quest and everything. He lost every time he lost. And then during the 21st century, the De La Torre family dwindled in number. There were only two heirs left, and when they went on to face the Nephilim, they failed. Now, this is where Samantha comes in. Samantha was the daughter of the head of the De La Torres from a nanny. So she had no idea who she was. She didn't know that she was part of the Del Toro family. They kidnapped her and then just threw her inside to face the Nephilim. And Samantha's keeper talks about sensitive topic like misogyny. So you have this 21st century woman facing a powerful being who thinks of women as nothing more but breeders. And would
Mm-hmm.
a 21st century woman accept such a thing?
Mm-hmm. I like the idea also na, it's ironic that, sabi mo nga kanina, the Nephilim is could supposedly defeat God. But in your story, we see Edric being imprisoned by humans, by the
Yes,
Delator, right? And,
yes, he was.
and then there's both of them, both Samantha and Edric, have this identity crisis, because
Yes, they do.
they keep asking, who am I, what am I here for? And that's the psychology there, guys. If you've
Yes,
ever attended understanding the self, this is a good material for you, because there are these are the
yes.
questions, no, that the
Because
characters.
the thing with with a Nephilim is they will only have that power. They are born with the power to defeat even God, but they will only have or be able to wield that power once they reach a state of equilibrium, which is a complete balance between their demonic, angelic side and their soul. So the problem with Edric was he was imprisoned at a very young age. Nephilims are supposed to be working on that, to be working to reach their equilibrium. Unfortunately
Mm-hmm.
for my Nephilim, he didn't know. He had no idea that that's what he was supposed to be aiming for. So, and there's another thing about Nephilims. They tend to have mental illness because of the
Mm-hmm.
constant, yes, there's a constant raging battle of dominance between their demonic and angelic side. Couple that with the soul that possesses the human conscience, then you have a big ball of crazy. And Samantha found herself in the eye of that.
This gives a different spin on the angel and devil on your shoulder, but only you made it psychological. It's like
Yes,
if feeding the good wolf and the bad wolf, and which one do you feed? And both of them are chattering inside your head. I like that. I like that
exactly.
twist. I like that spin on the story. So now my next question is, of course, itong dalawang to, no, they meet, they don't know who they are, and they're trying to figure out what to do. Okay, is there tension, and like how high is the tension? How strong is the tension between these two characters?
It is very strong because Edric was fed up. He want his freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, if he wins the question and answer, Samantha dies. The heir will die
Mm-hmm.
and he will gain his freedom. So, of course, Samantha will not allow that to happen. The first chapters of the book is full of tension, really. because these two, they will clash at a cosmic level. Humans, they don't bow down that easily, especially for a
Mm.
woman.
Ang daming
And
layers, Joe, no? I'm listening
yes,
to your to your synopsis. Ang daming layers. There's that tension, merong mythology, meron din tayong psychology. There's the way you see, syempre may romance ba to na
yes,
konting.
of
Yeah,
course,
meron.
we're into
Okay. So
romance.
meron. Meron, but not the ones that that
Yeah.
most people will expect how it will play out. So
Yes,
I really we like that sexual tension going on between two different beings, different creatures who also have their own issues. Ang ganda kasi may internal okay sige writing 101 'di ba, may mga internal conflicts, may external conflict, and Joe here was able to tell us the stake, naglagay siya ng stake do. So hindi mahirap magsulat ng ganyan kasi hindi madaling maglagay ng stake, plus kung paano mo siya i-treat properly do sa storya, because one move there can set things in motion, correct, Joe?
correct.
So,
Yes.
ganun
One
yung ano
false
nila, no?
move and everything falls apart.
Yeah. You know what I was envisioning in this story, para silang nag-game ng chess. It's like they're playing chess. Kaya lang
Yes.
utakan. Walang chessboard, pero question and answer, pero parang chess. So, yun nga, one move, it sets up some consequences already. And yun yung kailangan nating abangan doon. Ano yung consequence ng bawat sagutan ni Edric and ni Samantha. Okay, now, before we get so excited, baka may mga mas-spoil na tayo. Okay, will you do the honor of reading as an excerpt from your book, please?
Okay. I have a favorite part in the book, but I cannot read that because it is a complete spoiler. But
Mm-hmm.
let me just give an introduction to how my Nephilim feels.
All right.
So, caged like an animal, he had been locked up inside the darkness of the cave for years, ensconced in the memory of his previous life. His dark prison was like an octopus, its tentacles, the sadness. It was a never ending gloom that had clung to him for years, sucking him dry of life and hope. But he knew he would once more roam the sky with all his glory. He would finally be free in the way he always wanted to be.
Grabe, ang mysterious. Okay. Sobrang mysterious nung description, no, kay Edric. And I know I've been seeing your posts, Joe, that this has already been garnering reviews already, no.
Yes,
Ngayon pa lang yung launch, pero
hindi ako
meron na
makapaniwala.
siyang
I can't
reviews.
believe it.
Oo. And
I
that's
can't
good.
believe it.
That's good. Oo, kasi it tells a lot about the storytelling, the gravity of the characters, how Joe wrote the characters. Do you have or siguro if you choose lang, syempre ang hirap pumili pagka parehong creation mo, 'di ba? If you would choose between Samantha and Edric, who would you have wanted to win? Ang hirap ng tanong, 'di ba? Who would Di wala spoiler to, ha. It's just a hypothetical question. Who would you have wanted to win that game and why?
I would want Edric to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because truth be told, I created Samantha to be a very flawed character. And Edric, he has been imprisoned for centuries. He deserves freedom. And the thing with Edric is there's something truly pure about him, especially his heart. I cannot delve into too much detail as to why I want him to win. Just
Mm-hmm.
get a copy of the book and you'll understand why.
Okay. Just get a copy of the book. It is now available on Shopee and also from our website. And I believe we have an ebook copy of this. So if you want to read it on your Kindle, you can just message us on the Eight Letters Facebook page, and then you tell us that you want the ebook copy. Okay, and of course, Joe, may Goodreads na to, right? There's a Goodreads
Yes,
link
meron na
already.
rin. It's
Okay.
also available in Goodreads.
Yan. So if for example you're done reading, you can leave a review on the Goodreads page, or you can message Joe personally, so you know she can also thank you or communicate with you. Joe, do you have an author page or socials that people can follow you on?
Yes, I have. I don't have a website yet, but I do have an author page, which is Joe Writes. It's in Facebook. It's called Joe Writes. All of my other social medias, Twitter, IG, I also have a TikTok account. All of them is under the name Joe Writes. You can look for it and then follow me, and you'll
All
get more
right.
updates about the upcoming books.
Okay, there it's flashed on your screens, on your screen. Joe writes. Okay, so follow Joe here, and then of course, Samantha's Keeper is just one of her many penned works. So if you also want to get to know her, get to know her as an artist, as a writer, you can also check out her books on Wattpad. I'm currently reading. What's the one with the I think with the two girls on the cover. I forgot the
I think
title,
it's
but there's
Guardian Angel.
yeah there Guardian Angel. Okay, because I love angels. So I my first foray into the Nephilim, okay, is Joe's book. The very first time I'll get to read about the Nephilim is through Samantha's Keeper, and we're so excited. Thank you so much for trusting Eight Letters, and we hope to see the other books in the Ballad of Dead Birds trilogy. All right,
Soon.
so
I hope to
guys.
publish it soon too.
Yeah, so guys, please do check out our title here. Samantha's Keeper. You can just key it. You can just encode it sa Facebook page or sa ano na lang, sa website also. It's there. And then for how much?
680, I believe that's 680 pesos. And of course, you have to include the shipping fee.
There. Yeah. And don't worry kasi sobrang kapal nung book niya. So like your
Yes.
600 pesos is so sulit.
And
Okay?
it is a great escape.
Sobra. Great escape. You'll get lost in the universe of the Nephilim and of course of Samantha. So we really, really suggest that you get a copy so you can see it for yourself. How who ends up as the winner? I'm so excited to know who. Sabi ni Joe kanina, may gusto siyang manalo, but we don't know if yun yung mananalo. So that's the exciting part. Let's all find
Yes.
out who wins the game. All right. So thank you, Joe. It's been a lovely afternoon. I enjoyed our discussion, however short, but I'm sure that this is not the end. We'll talk more about your book and your other titles.
Yes.
All
Hopefully, I'll
right.
have more of this.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for
thank you,
having me,
thank
Chris.
you. Thank you, and you're
Thank you.
welcome. All right. We have another book talk at 5 o'clock. We'll just take a 30-minute break, but we'll see you again by 5. This time it's about spirit hunting. O kanina Nephilim, supernatural. Then yung susunod natin supernatural ulit kasi it's about ghost hunting. Okay. Hello
Okay.
so guys, see you after 30 minutes. All right. And Joe, see you around.
Bye.
Okay.
Hey, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Book Talk with Cindy. And as promised, we have another author and book featured for this afternoon. Kung kanina with Joe Fabroa, we discussed the Nephilim, dark fiction. For today or for this hour, we're going to talk about spirits, ghosts, and of course, pangangaluluwa. Okay, I'm not sure Filipino is not my strongest suit. Okay, so hindi ko alam kung tama yung aking pagkakabigkas, but you can guess from the word, the root word is kaluluwa. Okay. So what is pangangaluluwa? All about, and who is the author of this wonderful book? Okay, so this talks about the story of Tix, no? Ilang buwan na ang nakakalipas, nagluluksa pa rin si Tix sa pagkamatay ng kanyang kuya Michael. At nakikita pa rin ng kaluluwa niya sa maliit na bayan ng Recuerdo, ang kanilang probinsya kung saan sila bagong lipat. Ilang araw bago ang araw ng mga patay, natuklasan niya ang tungkol sa pangangaluluwa na pinaniniwala ang makakapagtawid ng mga ligaw at gumagalang kaluluwa papunta sa kabilang buhay. Okay? Pero, hindi ko nababasahin yung buong book description. No? Pero, syempre, dun sa, yan pa lang ang simula, no? Dun sa buong kwento, meron syempre nakaabang na panganib. So, mamaya malalaman natin kung ano yung nakaabang na panganib na yon. Okay, who wrote Pangangaluluwa? Okay, that was written by Ted Navarro. Si Ted ay nagtrabaho sa mga pelikula at ngayon ay nakatutok sa videography at pag-edit. Mula siya sa Olongapo City, pero ngayon ay naninirahan na siya sa puso ng Kamaynilaan kung saan siya ay bihag ng kanyang hindi matatawaran na hilig sa pagsusulat. Isa siya sa mga contributor sa Pilipinas 2430 na inilathala ng 8 letters at ang Pangangaluluwa ay kauna-unahan niyang nobela. Alright, without further ado, let us call Christopher. Hello, Christopher Ted.
Hello po, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Ayan. So, yun nga, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, binabanggit ko yung tungkol sa mga spirits, ghosts, okay, kaluluwa, no? At yun yung unang-unang nakapukaw sa akin nung nakita ko yung story mo, pangangaluluwa. That was the very first time na na-encounter ko yung term kasi hindi ko siya masyadong nabasa or hindi ko pa yata na-encounter before yung term na yan. No? Can you tell us about it? First, yung mismong ano mo na, yung kultura nito o yung practice. I've heard na ito ay practice na pala sa Pilipinas, hindi lang ako aware. Ano nga ba
Yes
itong
po.
pangangaluluwa?
Medyo backtrack lang po ako ng konti sa origins po niya, origins ng trick or treat in itself. Na nag-start siya as a pagan Celtic ritual na ginagawa nila yun, nag-aali sila ng food para ma-appease dahil sa beliefs nila, sa lore nila. Niniwala sila sa mga fairies, and yung mga fairies, mga tricksters. So,
Mm-hmm.
meron silang tinatawag na Samhain. Samhain is like the day before November 1 na parang thin yung veil ng mga worlds. So para ma-appease
Mm-hmm.
yung ma-appease itong mga fairies na mga tricksters kasi yung mga fairies daw nila. So pinaglalaroan sila, pinaprank sila, mga pranksters sa mga fairies nila. So para ma-appease yun, mga fairies nag-aali sila ng food. So dun pa lang parang for me, medyo tawid na agad sa medyo culture natin. 'Di ba parang sa atin naman mga duwende,
Right. Mm-hmm.
may mga spirits na ina-appease din natin, nag-aalay din tayo ng food sa kanila, yung mga gano'n sa yung parang mga humps, I forgot the term. Yung mga duwendes natin,
Oo.
yung
Punso.
mga gano'n.
Right.
Mga punso
Mm-hmm.
natin. So parang dun pa lang old beliefs natin, um, medyo may similarities na rin talaga. And then sa kanila kasi, I think from Irish yun, and napunta na rin siya sa British, and nahaluan siya ng Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So naging souling yung sa kanila. Nagbibigay sila ng rice cakes. Doon na sila nagbabahay-bahay. Nagbibigay sila ng rice cakes in exchange for a prayer. So sa atin,
Mm-hmm.
yung pangangaluluwa sa atin is nagbabahay-bahay din tayo. Nagbabahay-bahay din. And yun nga, parang mixture din siya ng parang pagan and Christian ritual. dahil nagbabahay-bahay, nanghihingi ng prayers for the spirits na nasa hindi pa natatahimik. Ayun po.
Parang ano, no? Parang ito nga yung Halloween. Pero ito kasi, yun nga, door to door. Hindi to yung
Yes po.
nakakaugalian na natin ngayon na pupunta sa cemetery tapos doon tayo maglalagay ng pagkain sa sa ibabaw ng nicho, no? So, yung ito kasi nga nagbasa ako ng konti. So nakita ko nga na hindi siya ganun pinapractice. Pero nung araw, mga siguro 1960s, ganun, 40s, 60s, na pinapractice pa yung pangangaluluwa, no? So, even though it's already considered a dying practice, Ted, bakit mo naisipan na ito yung gamitin mong springboard para sa iyong nobela?
Nung nalaman ko kasi siya, nagwo-work pa ako sa film industry nun. Shoutout kay Sir JP. Nagsabi siya sa akin ng, alam mo ba yung pangaluluwa? Sabi ko, ay hindi sir. Sabi niya, i-search mo, mukhang interesting siya. So yun nung sinearch ko siya, parang for me, napaka-interesting niya kasi nowadays, ang dami ng trick or treat sa atin sa mga malls. Gustong-gusto na siya sa atin. So, sobrang nagustuhan ko siya na meron din tayong sariling ganun na pwede nating um, i-practice, na meron tayong sariling tradition na ganun. Although regionally practiced siya, pwede nating i-cherish yung sariling atin na version nung sumisikat ngayon na tradition ng trick or treat dito sa atin. Yun po.
Actually, magandang yun, no? Magandang trivia din para do sa mga nanonood who, like me, didn't know na meron pala tayong sarili nating version ng trick or treat, no? Yun nga lang, sabi mo nga, regional, no? So, baka nga, dahil sa Manila, trick or treat na yung alam natin, pero sa mga probinsya sa ibang lugar sa Pilipinas, meron ganito na matagal na pala nating tradition, ano. So, yun yung ginamit mong backdrop para sa iyong nobela, okay? Pero base din dun sa book description, dun sa synopsis, mas may lalim pa, no? Mas may hugot, no? Yun, can you tell us more about that? Ano ba yung lalim na ito dun, na nakapaloob dun sa iyong nobela na yes, tungkol sa pangangaluluwa, pero there is something more.
Yes po. Yung story po kasi niya is about remembering the past so you can move forward. Parang ganun po siya, overcoming grief through love ng family, through love ng friendship, and eventually yung love na yun can even conquer evil. Ganun po.
Merong no, yung recuerdo, I think, Spanish for memories nga ba? Tama ba ako? O mali ako
Ano po
doon?
yata, memento, parang
Yun.
keepsake.
Okay. Kasi sa telenovela ko lang narinig yun, no? So hindi ako
Mm.
masyadong aware. Pero yung nga nung nabasa ko, okay, so medyo kabit-kabit din yung themes nito, no? So si Tix yung pangunahing na tauhan dito, and
Yes.
meron siyang internal meron siyang drama, meron siyang conflict, kumbaga, no? Can you tell us more about si Tix? Sino si Tix at paano mo, how did you create, no? Paano mo nabuo yung personality niya?
Si Tix kasi para siyang gaya nga ng sabi nila, parang everything that you write, there's a part of yourself in there. Parang siya yung taong medyo aloof. And about overcoming grief kasi, parang personally for me, ang kabit niya sa akin is yung father ko kasi, I lost my father when I was young. So parang I feel like hindi ko na grieve yung father ko noon. Nung parang bata pa ako, parang to know things. Parang hindi ko pa siya ganong naintindihan. And yung father ko noon parang lagi siyang nasa abroad, nag-work siya. So parang for me, ang connect niya sa akin is in creating ticks, parang ngayon kasing matanda na ako, parang nung matanda na ako, doon ko na-realize na wala na akong father, parang ganon. Parang late na. So parang yung unlived grief ko na hindi ko na gawa nung bata ako, binigay ko kay Tix.
So,
para
tama,
to
no, yung parang, we wouldn't really call it frustration, but it's really more of your, where you're like trying to make sense of that grief or the loss through your character na si Tix. Ganun ba yung
yes,
pinagdaanan mo? Okay.
yes, I think so kasi parang siguro parang unconsciously, unknowingly, baka naghanap ako ng father figure and si Tix parang through sa friends naman din siya nakahanap, ganyan. And siguro parang similar din, I think.
Mm. Pero bilang tauhan, gaano ka-similar or how different is Tix from you as a creator?
From me, usually parang yung 'pag gumagawa ako ng story usually, hindi siya gano'n ka, ah, personal. Parang may detachment. Parang parang may detachment. Pero in case of Tix, parang siya yung, um, other side ng aking self, I think.
Mm. And saka ano siya, no? Dahil, how old is Tix dito sa, ano mo, nobela mo?
Tix is about 12-ish, I think.
12, 13. So, ito yung panahon na adventurous, no?
Adventurous.
Adolescent na siya. Oo,
Mm.
adventurous yung bata. Ganyan, no? So, that puts the adventure element din siguro dun sa kwento nito. This is YA, right? YA ang genre nitong children's lit ba or parang YA na rin yata?
Parang tumatawid na rin siya sa parang sa YA because of the
Mm.
other. Yes po.
Kasi may, oo, tsaka may mga temang ano rin dito, no?
Yes.
Parang malalim na rin talaga, no? Hindi siya, tawag nito, parang issue na talaga na, I don't know kung may identity issue din siya, katulad nung kaninang pinag-usapan natin. Pero, meron siyang sibling, meron siyang dynamic with the lost sibling, no? Lost or dead sibling, si Kuya Michael. And she's trying to come to terms with the death and whatever else. May mga emotion pang ano yan eh. Ano matawag na? Parang may emotional baggage si Tix, no? I believe. Okay, ngayon, syempre hindi rin naman tungkol lang to sa kanya and Kuya Michael, pero merong evil kang binanggit kanina. Ano naman yung evil na to? Bakit mo naisipan na halimbawa, sige, gagawa ko ng nobela, bakit hindi ka nag-stick dun sa ano, family drama? Bakit naisipan mo, lagyan nga natin ng ano, lagyan natin ng element na ganito, may evil dito. May isa pang villain.
Um, Before po kasi mahilig talaga ako sa mga medyo dark concepts. And nung nag-work ako sa film, nandun ako sa unit ng horror unit. So talagang kadalasan dun is um, horror concepts yung wino-work on namin. And I think kasi yung necessity um, nung evil element dun sa story is um, nagustuhan ko siya kasi parang fear reveals who you really are. Fear will reveal kung ano talaga yung mahalaga sa'yo. So parang kaya po naglagay ako ng ano ng big bad.
Mm. Ang ganda nun fear reveals who you are. And magandang ano rin niya, magandang bagay para dun sa nagbabasa kung matakot yung nagbabasa, no? Tingnan natin kung if they would make the same decisions or choices as what Tix had done in the story. And Tix and the whole gang, no? Yung buong barkada. Okay, bigyan mo naman kami Ted, ng isa bago tayo magbasa no ng excerpt. Bigyan mo kami ng ilang bagay no na hindi mo usually ginagawa as a practice when you're writing or creating or even in conceptualizing. Pero pagdating dito sa nobela mo, sinubukan mo, nag-experiment ka. Meron ka bang ganon? O, kasi hindi naman yata ito ang first time mo na nagsulat kasi nag-film ka, di ba? Pero in terms of ideas, ganon, meron ka bang bago na dito mo lang sinubukan sa nobela mo? You haven't done that before.
I think meron po in a sense na sa film po kasi nasa very commercial very mainstream po kasi ako before. So parang there are certain na kind of branding, certain kind of writing that you always have to keep in mind. Parang may mga boundaries na lagi ka lang dapat nandoon. And sa pagsulat ko po dito, kasi sinulat ko to nung pandemic, kalagitnaan ng pandemic. So nag-resign ako sa job ko. And then after that, tinry ko lang ulit gawin na instinctively, yung wala kang masyadong iniisip na ibang bagay, yung ganyan. Parang writing for yourself, kasi parang feeling ko, ang tagal ko na siyang hindi nagagawa. So yun po ang tinry kong gawin, na parang free writing lang, dire-diretso lang, hindi mo siya kailangan masyadong isipin. Parang instinctive mo siyang isusulat, na along the way, parang the story will write itself na rin.
Mm-hmm. Right. O mabubuo na lang kapag after the free writing phase. Actually, meron ngang category yung mga writer. Meron daw plotter, tapos merong pantser. So, you're on the, nasa pantser ka. Umupo,
I think
nagsulat, nag-type.
po
No.
nasa ano din ako, nasa platter din ako.
Plotter din, oo.
Platter
Tama
din.
naman.
Kasi
Tama
mahilig
yun.
ako mag-plot.
Oo.
May mga
Mahirap din
ma-reveal.
mahirap din naman magsulat ng novel, tapos hindi natin ma-organize. Syempre, nagpa-plot din tayo. So, you're in the middle. Okay. And then, yun nga, I think siguro baka nasagot na rin doon sa una mo sinabi kanina na at some point, parang coming to terms din doon sa experience mo. So, that's why you chose YA. Is that the only reason? Or talagang, yun nga, baka mahilig ka rin sa YA as an adult? Ganun ba? May special connection ka ba sa mga young adult, children's lit, ganun?
Potterhead po kasi ako, so I think that's a big...
Ay! Sabi ko na nga ba. Sabi ko na nga ba. Okay, hello, fellow Potterhead. Okay. So, ayan.
Yes.
Para tayo, ayan. So, mga fellow Potterheads dyan. Okay.
Yes.
Naganda na tatanong ko kasi
Um,
yung mga influences. Gives us an idea
yeah.
also of how the book is like, diba? Mm-mm. Yeah, but I know
Yes
that
po.
your book
Nung,
is different. Yeah?
naalala ko po sinong college, parang hindi ko alam kung ano yung take kong course, ganyan. Parang nandun ako sa ganong
Mm-mm.
stage. And then, yung ninang ko, binilihan ako ng Harry Potter book. Book
Mm-mm.
3. Book 3. So, napanood ko lang yung movie part 1. And then, binasa ko yung book 3. Tapos parang na-shock talaga ako. Parang, wow, ganyan. Parang gusto kong gumawa ng ganito. Parang,
Mm-mm.
parang naging ganun siya. Parang, ang galing, parang gusto kong gumawa ng ganito. Although, nung mas natututo ko, ganyan, parang naka-intimidate kasi maging author. Parang,
Mm-mm.
dahil mo kailangan masyadong parang isipin kasi yun siya. Unlike sa film na yung writing mo is just one part of the whole.
Yeah. Oo. Tapos usually sa background ka pa nagtatrabaho, 'di ba? Pero pag writing parang biglang ikaw yung nagsulat ka, but then you also become the star, ikaw yung celebrity, ikaw yung when you do appearances, 'di ba? Parang ginagawa natin ngayon. So yes, it really gets overwhelming at times. It does get overwhelming at times. Okay. Now, bigyan mo naman kami ng patikim, ano? Can you let us into the world of takes at ang pangangaluluwa? Meron kang nakahandang excerpt dyan, Ted?
Yes po.
Sige, isa spotlight kita, ha?
May kakahuyan na di ka maanino pa rin dahil medyo at so, hindi rin ito tulad ng sa sahig kung saan dahil ito sa kapaligiran. Huminto ito sa paggalaw at parabang nakatitig sa magkapatid. Kumunot ang noo ni Tix sa pag-aninag sa itim na imahe. Pero sa halip na matakot, ngumiti pa si Tix at kumaway. Nakikita rin ito ni Adi, pero nag-aalinlangan at kanyang iniiwasan. Nakikita nila ang aninong ito simula nang mapunta sila sa rekwerdo. Iyon po.
Kabitin ha, pero kabitin pero pero it gives us the medyo interesting part na rin kasi nga it's the first no. Interesting part na rin ng kwento kasi nga nagkakaroon tayo ng idea kung ano si Tix, ano personality niya at ano yung mga susunod pang mangyayari. Okay. Without reading, bigyan mo lang din kami ng idea kung anong klaseng lugar ang rekwerdo at ito ba ay dapat katakutan o not so much. But sino ang dapat katakutan sa rekwerdo?
Ang rekwerdo po ay isang lugar na parang ordinaryo lang, medyo malayo sa technology, sa typical province. Parang feeling ko kasi yung mga ibang lugar na napupuntahan natin, there's always a history behind sa mga napupuntahan nating lugar na hindi natin alam. Pero in this case, yung history na yon can be deadly.
Mm. At ano na yan, naku, ito pa naman yung part na, di ba, pag meron mga tauhan na ang kukulit, di ba, tapos very
Yes
curious.
po.
Yung parang pag nagbabasa tayo or nanonood tayo, ito yung gusto mong, kung director ka, sasabihin mo na, wag ka nang pumunta dyan, o wag mo nang pakialaman. Pero, of course, di ba, gusto natin yung mga tauhan na nangingialam din. At mga tauhan na makukulit. Yan. So, again, yan yung aabangan natin sa nobela na Pangangaluluwa. And Ted, one last question siguro, ano yung lesson na natutunan mo while writing Pangangaluluwa? Maybe a lesson as a writer or about writing or about publishing or about life even or about spirits, bahala ka. But that major lesson na sabihin na natin na take away mo talaga habang sinusulat or pagkasulat ng nobela na to.
Okay po. I think it's about writing na lang. Kasi actually kinabahan pa ako dahil galing din ako sa isa pang book launch ng friend ko na face to face. So so napaisip ako kasi tinanong din siya parang parang yung writing process ganyan. Parang doon din ako napaisip na ano ba yung take away ko rin dito sa pagkakasulat ko. For me parang kaya very thankful ako sa 8 letters ganyan. Very, very grateful ako kasi itong story medyo marami na rin siyang pinagdaanan. So ang sa akin parang if your story is true to you, there will be some people na willing sumugal sa work mo na parang yung writing techniques and such parang madali siyang matutunan. Pero yung pushing forward dun sa material mo and believing in it at because of that belief, yun nga, someone else, you will find someone na maniniwala din doon. I think yun po.
Oo, at saka alam mo meron akong tinatawag na soul of the work. At tama-tama kasi pangangaluluwa yung pinag-uusapan natin, no. Yung bawat libro, bawat istorya may soul. No? And if, one of the best things about writing our books is allowing readers to see into that soul, whether that's us or that the book itself, 'di ba? Or yung tauhan natin. Pero maybe siguro because we are the creators, they get to see also kung ano tayo, no? Yung mga pinagdaanan natin. And hindi pa kasama, hindi lang 'yon, pero marami pang iba. Kung ano yung na-create mo na mundo, ano yung mga gusto mo na ipinasok mo sa storya mo, all of them constitute the soul of the work. And tama ka 'no, napapag-aralan yung mga technique, pero yung gano'n, yung pagbuo, pagbibigay buhay sa isang akda, medyo ano 'yon, it's a personal thing, no? It's a personal thing. It's something really intimate. At nasa sa'yo yun na bilang writer kung paano mo ipupush nga, sabi mo na, paano ipupush. And of course, finding the right people, finding the right audience, the right community. Kaya we're also very thankful that you chose 8 letters to represent your work, to publish your work. And we hope to see you at the MIBF, di ba? O yan. Announcement agad. Announcement ka agad. Yeah, may mga nasa MIBF po kami. Okay. And we will have a separate booth there. We'll have our own booth. So, sana no kasama natin si Ted doon. Total nasa Manila ka lang naman. Malapit lang 'yan. Okay, para meron
Wala.
tayong meron tayong tete-tet doon na hindi lang online. So ayun, Ted, maraming salamat for this afternoon. It's really short, but I enjoyed the conversation and thank you for sharing your process, your characters, the story itself. Meron ka bang Facebook page na pang-author, or saan ka ba makikita? Saan ka pwedeng makausap ng viewers natin?
Meron po akong Facebook page, yung Christopher Ted Navarro. Yun po. And I think meron akong, yung wife ko gumawa ng TikTok.
Ayan, gusto natin yan. Gusto ng mga Gen Z yan. Okay. Mga kaedaran ni Tix gusto ng TikTok. Okay, same
Yes.
anong name? Ganun din?
Yes po,
Anong
same name po.
username?
Christopher Ted Navarro.
Ayan. So, tingnan lang natin. Nasa screen nyo naman no, yung pangalan ni Ted, Christopher Ted Navarro. You can find that on Facebook or sa TikTok. Okay, Ted, magkano mabibili ang libro mo?
Magkano po ba last time I checked? 480.
Yan, 480, sulit na sulit.
480.
You can
Yes.
find it on Shopee, meron din sa website. At maganda na halimbawa naka-order kayo, na bilhin nyo na yung libro, nabasa nyo na, punta kayo sa page ni Ted at mag-iwan kayo ng review sa kanya, or chika-chika, ganyan. No? We appreciate readers giving us time para pag-usapan din yung libro, 'di ba? Maliban sa launch na ganito, iba rin yung nakakausap natin yung creator ng mga binasa natin. So si Ted, I think Ted will appreciate that also. Yun. Just follow him on his socials. And then of course, don't forget to leave a review. Add to cart na yan. Malapit na ang sahod. Ayan. Malapit na sahod. Ilang araw na lang. Less than a week. Okay, so Ted, again, thank you so much. And we'll see you. We'll see you around. At para sa mga nanood ngayong hapon for 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye po. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.